what I'm finding right now in terms of really ultimately avoiding my mat is an avoidance of myself. It took me a while to sit down and record this video because it is quite vulnerable. Also, you get really tired of hearing yourself be unfulfilled or unsatisfied or ultimately unhappy. Journeying to my mat was such a huge and has been such a huge part of my life because it was indicative of a deep commitment to myself. And as of late, I've almost lost a little bit of a commitment in myself just because I've lost some faith within me, which is a very new place for me to be in because I've always had such a visceral and active hope. Right now, that's not as active. And it's made me less committed to looking at myself in the ways my yoga practice would hold space for me to do so. What makes the practice of yoga so healing, so transformational, is that you cannot hide from yourself in it. Not really. Especially if it's non-performative. I haven't gone through any deep bout of depression, I want to say, since I was living back with my dad. I want to say that was almost 7 years ago. I haven't gone through anything like this since then. I also, ironically, feel very held here by God. I feel an allowance to let myself be here. I've also been an entrepreneur for several years, and I feel like I'm very much on the precipice of so much, like right on the edge. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And what does give me hope is that I don't have to worry about if I got it for the last leg, because I know that I do. And I know that Spirit provides so much grace and is so faithful that I will be held in this. I'll make it over that precipice. I'll make it. If you are finding a sense of avoidance in your yoga practice, like you're avoiding it, you're avoiding yourself, or just a lack of commitment to yourself in your life, I understand. It's the feeling of entitlement that you have, that you should have more. All I can say is to revel in that suffering. I know it sounds weird, but dive into it like a pool. The greatest lesson I've ever learned is to sit with my suffering and not try to run from it. And the greatest advice I've ever gotten is that when it comes, delight in it, because you'll only feel that type of suffering one time. Because that feeling, that suffering, that pain does have a measure. Unlike love or joy or liberty, which have no measures, they have no beginning or end. Suffering does, and just allowing the measure of suffering to be filled right now. If you find that you need additional support, highly recommend a therapist. Therapy is also a godsend, and I've worked through so much in this space, in this time, in this season that I found myself in with a therapist. I guess there's no real neat bow to tie up this video. We'll just see and allow myself to Take it one day at a time. Thanks for watching, y'all.